What is up, Pig Alert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Pig Star. No, I'm not gay. I am not gay. Killer Pig Star here with the hot and fresh and ready news. So here it is. This year's recipient of the 2017 local Caveman lookalike winner, Casey Neistat, put out a video about the monetization issues that are happening within YouTube. And let's talk a little bit about that as opposed to the usual pig alert here. Casey brings up some wonderful points in his video, but more than not, he provides some good ideas at the end of the video as to possible resolutions between the content creators and YouTube themselves as an entity. I myself think that the problems could be solved by using what I like to call the 3 C's. The first C is communication. Communication is key. One of the things that holds back content creators and people from going back and actually investing themselves full time on YouTube and actually trying to make worthwhile content for YouTube is the lack of communication by the higher end of YouTube, meaning that we aren't often told about things that are happening that affect us. We're creating content and making videos, and what ends up happening is that something ends up changing that we weren't informed about initially that affects us all. So that is where communication is key. We need to be told as to what are going on in the platform that we're investing so much time, effort, and sometimes money in. The next C is clarity, because whereas we might actually have some sort of communication, it's usually bare bones and not as clear as it could possibly be, which leads to ambiguity, and that leads to conflict, and then nobody's happy. So I think that clarity is just as important as communication, because if you're not communicating clearly, then what's the point? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand YouTube. I understand their position. I understand their attempt to try to remediate the situation between the actual content creators and the advertisers themselves. I understand that the content doesn't necessarily appease all the advertisers all the time, myself included. I like to say the word cunt a lot. I like to make a lot of gay jokes. So typically my content is not suitable for a lot of advertisers. However, the key word there is a lot. My content is not suitable for a lot of advertisers, which means that it is suitable for some advertisers. And I think that that's one of the points that Casey Neistat brings up at the end of the video, which is a wonderful point. Why not make the monetization process a little bit more robust in the sense of the content creator picking and allowing some sort of communication between him and the actual advertisers themselves, so that the advertisers that are on my particular videos correlate to the actual audience that's viewing my videos, which is typically 18 to 35 males, which are used to the sort of language. So you can have advertisers that favor that audience. You see how that works? By being a little bit more robust and being a little bit more favored in the creator side, we can pick and choose what advertisers show up on our videos so that we could cater to the actual demographic that we're reaching. And thus, I'm happy and the advertisers are happy because the advertisers that correlate to my type of content are showing up on my type of videos, which is not currently what's happening. And the last C is consistency. That's right, consistency. So now that we've established a clear line of communication, all you have to do is remain consistent in your rules and people are gonna be happy, because that way the rules apply to everyone in the platform and certain people don't get immunity because they're just part of bigger networks. So if YouTube remain consistent, that's gonna lead to people being happy, and that's gonna lead to people making more content, and that's gonna lead to people making better content, and that's gonna lead to everyone being happy and just coming all over the place. And that's what we all want, isn't it? And that's it for the news. That's really it. The magic stuff, not a lot of magic stuff happening. More YouTube stuff. So that's Pig Cake Nation at 20, almost 28,000. Let's get that up to 100,000. Let's do this. We could do this. Rally the troops. Share. And as always, don't forget to floss. Oh, these are getting harder. harder to come up with.